The case of Kaya Matsuzawa stands among the most mysterious in modern criminal history. The deeper you delve into its details, the clearer it becomes. The killer acted with a precision that seems almost beyond human capability. Much of the original material has been lost, yet what remains is enough to tell this haunting story. Kaya Matsuzawa, 29 years old, was born in a small fishing village in Japan. After coming of age, she worked in a fish canning factory and later as a waitress in a local bar. Ambitious and determined, tired of the routine, she dreamed of changing her life, of seeing the world and becoming an English translator. She began taking lessons back home, and in 1997, she left Japan for a one-year language program abroad. In Christchurch, New Zealand, she studied hard while working part-time in a restaurant. Eventually, she proudly earned her certificate. In high spirits, she decided to reward herself with a short trip, a small adventure to the north of the country, to its largest city. That's how she ended up in Auckland, arriving there on September 11th, 1998. From the airport, she boarded a shuttle bus heading downtown. Her accommodation was already booked, a room at Queen Street Backpackers, right in the center of the city, just a block from Auckland's main thoroughfare, Queen Street. She planned to stay in Auckland for 3 days. After checking in, Kaya left her backpack in the room and went out to explore. She never called anyone to say she'd arrived safely. After stepping out of that hostel room, she disappeared. The last known footage of Kaya comes from a street surveillance camera. At 2:14 a.m., it captured her stepping off the shuttle bus and walking toward her hostel. Because her room was prepaid for 3 nights, no one noticed her absence until September 14th. When her stay expired, staff removed her backpack and stored it. Only then did police receive a missing person report, and the search began. The area where she stayed was the business heart of Auckland. Tall glass towers, banks, restaurants, luxury stores. Dozens of security cameras covered every corner. It seemed impossible for anyone to vanish there unnoticed. And yet, Kaya did. Investigators reviewed countless hours of CCTV footage, but never found a single frame showing her after she entered the hostel. They saw her with her backpack, arriving from the shuttle, and then nothing. Officers questioned every employee and guest. Undercover detectives even searched rooms disguised as maintenance workers, checking for bloodstains, broken furniture, anything suggesting a struggle. Whether the investigation was done properly, no one can say now. Perhaps crucial evidence was missed. But one thing was clear: it led nowhere. Detectives began canvassing nearby buildings and shops, showing Kaya's photo and asking if anyone had seen her. They focused first on a Japanese language school 1 block away, questioning every teacher and student. No one recognized her. Next came a bookstore nearby. Kaya loved sending postcards from every city she visited, so she would likely have stopped there. Yet again, no trace. Days passed. No clues. Out of desperation, police even discussed the possibility of North Korean intelligence involvement. During the 1960s and 70s, North Korea's agents had kidnapped Japanese citizens across Asia, from Taiwan to Malaysia, to train their own spies. Could such an operation have resumed in the 1990s? It seemed far-fetched, but the killer's precision made them wonder. A week slipped by in a fog of theories, until the detectives turned to the media, asking for public help. On September 21st, a city sanitation worker came forward. He said that late on the night of September 16th, he had found a woman's purse in a garbage bin. Inside were a passport in Kaya's name, a bank card, insurance papers, a plane ticket, cosmetics, but no cash. At first, he thought it was a simple theft and kept the bag, waiting to see if someone would advertise for its return. But after reading about the missing tourist, he realized the truth and immediately handed it to police. The discovery painted a grim picture of her fate, and the next day, that picture turned horrifyingly real. On the morning of September 22nd, a maintenance worker entered a supply room in a nearby office building to pick up paint. He didn't have a key, so he pried the door open with a screwdriver. A foul odor filled the air. In the corner stood an old wardrobe. Inside it, the naked, decomposing body of a woman. Shocked, he called the police. By 9 a.m., officers confirmed it was Kaya Matsuzawa. Her clothes, black pants, a small-sized t-shirt, and underwear, lay folded nearby. The coroner determined she had been strangled 10 to 12 days earlier. The murder had occurred elsewhere. The body had been moved. Only one personal item was missing: a small gold ring with a pink jade stone. It wasn't valuable. The killer had likely taken it as a trophy. The building was called Center Court, located at 131 Queen Street, one of the most heavily secured properties in downtown Auckland. To enter the service area where her body was found, one needed electronic key access. Police requested the access logs, and that's when the impossible happened. All records between September 11th and 16th were missing. There were no errors, no technical glitches. The data had been deliberately erased. Worse still, when detectives checked the neighboring shopping complex connected to the same corridor, they found the exact same gap in its security records. Someone had deleted them in both systems. It could only have been a person with insider access, someone who knew the buildings, their staff, and their security protocols intimately. Despite thorough background checks and help from American profilers, police made no arrests. Whoever had done this was calm, calculated, and invisible. Investigators theorized that Kaya had met her killer beforehand, perhaps even planned to see him that day. Her parents described her as friendly, open, and somewhat naive. She could easily start a conversation or accept a ride from a stranger. After checking into the hostel, she may have stepped outside, where the killer waited in a car, just beyond the camera's reach. He could have taken her far outside the city, murdered her, and later returned with her body hidden in his trunk. He might have brought it back not on the same night, but days later, slipping through the garage and into the service area he knew so well. He had keys, system access, and an understanding of how to avoid every alarm. Some theorized that police had focused too narrowly on current employees, forgetting about former staff or contractors who once had access to both buildings. Whoever he was experienced, intelligent, and likely influential. Years later, people began comparing Kaya's case to that of Elisa Lam, the Canadian student found dead in a hotel water tank in Los Angeles. Both victims were young Asian women traveling abroad. Both vanished in plain sight. Both died by asphyxiation, and both were hidden in impossible places, surrounded by cameras and people, yet unseen. The parallels are chilling. The killer's restraint suggested extraordinary control. His ability to manipulate surveillance and erase records showed deep technical knowledge. He knew how to gain trust, especially from Asian travelers. Some believed he had lived in Asia or came from an Asian family himself. He was likely a man of average age and pleasant appearance, fit, intelligent, and monstrously patient. This murderer didn't seek simple violence. He sought a perfect disappearance, a crime that would make even seasoned detectives doubt their own reality. The case of Kaya Matsuzawa remains a monument to the unknown, a dark testament to a mind that played chess with the law and won. Even decades later, no one knows where she was killed, how her body was moved, or who erased the digital evidence from two separate buildings. He managed to stay unseen among hundreds of cameras, people, and guards, as if he could walk through walls or bend light itself. He wasn't just bold, he was terrifyingly precise. And in the end, he proved that sometimes evil doesn't hide in the shadows. It is the shadow